everybody.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
I am Janae Struther.
I'm Sean Spencer.
Back.
We are back.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen.
I gotta go out and hold up.
Come on. The lion. The lion. New music, so funny. Kirk Cousins. Woo!
All right. I am Janae Struther.
I am Sean Spencer.
And this is Let's Talk Football.
8.2 seconds.
One shot, baby. One shot. Yes! Okay, all right. Play D. No fouls. No fouls. Yes! Let's go! Tar Heels!
You went down!
Let's go!
What was that? What was that, Sean?
Whoa!
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy! And one half of that dynamic duo that's Let's Talk Football, and one half of the national championship! I am so excited. You do not understand it. I know y'all didn't see that coming. I was calm before. But oh my God, when I watched that video, oh, let's go! Tar Heel Nation in the building. You know who it is. It's your boy, Sean Spencer. This is Let's Talk Football in the Morning. And I'm here with the two coolest cats around. Hey, the Swintons! What up, Swintons?
What's going on, man? Pretty exciting day yesterday, huh?
Whee! Yeah.
That's funny. I wanted them to win just for y'all because I knew you would be super excited.
You want to talk about a feeling? Oh, but it was an awful feeling. At one point, it was so many emotions. I know I was talking to you all day. We have the dynasty draft that we're going to talk about a little bit later. We had this, other conversations. We were visiting. We have friends from out of town that we were trying to host. I'm trying to do all this and watch the game and try to tame down my hype. We ended up going out to the city, out to DC, and this is how I knew it was going to be a special day. We went out to the waterfront to do some cherry blossom tour, and we went to a bar. I was like, let's just go out to a bar and just get a drink. The bartender got that Tar Heel blue on, okay? There was a cat that was just walking by, stopped me with that Tar Heel blue. It just felt good yesterday.
The energy was so good.
Oh,
Hey,
my
it was
goodness.
awesome.
Let's
It was
go.
a great game. It was a great game.
I'll say every time I don't watch basketball, but every time I looked up at the score, I was like, "Geez, like no one's pulling ahead. We're just staying right."
Back and forth. It was
They're
a
both
great
in
game.
it the whole game.
Ugh. Yeah, it was crazy. First half of the game. Well, look, hey, we'll get into that, no doubt. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not Let's Talk March Madness or Let's Talk North Carolina. This is Let's Talk Football in the Morning. I'm Sean Spencer. They're the Swintons. We got a special guest on. One of the founding members of Let's Talk Football, Mr. David Wright, will be joining us because yesterday, oh my goodness, amid the game, amid everything else, that dynasty draft. Woo!
Oh my gosh.
That was a marathon.
That was mentally exhausting. I went to bed. I'm like, I've been thinking way too hard about players that I don't even know their names for the last 3 hours, and I can't do it anymore. Just to have to go back and drop 3 of them. Why didn't no one tell me that was going to be a thing?
Right. Hey, speaking of which, look, Andrew, what's up, man? Thank God I wake up to that loud every day. Let's go.
Shout out to Andrew and Alec and everyone that was on that North Sports Dynasty live because they were on there for at least 2 hours. And I'm like, oh my God.
It was crazy. It was a marathon. And I'm going to tell you something. I did, like you guys, several mock drafts leading up to it. The mock draft, your pick is your pick, and everybody else's pick is quick. This daggone first round, I'm sitting here like, wait a minute, it's not my turn yet?
And then they pause sometimes. I'm like, what are we pausing for?
I was like, what is happening?
How do you not know?
Whoa, man. So, Andrew, thank you so much for allowing us to be a part of that. We are very excited. We are going to definitely talk about that. I might actually send you the link, see if you can hop on here and just give us a little background because there's a lot of stuff, though, that was like, because we didn't really go in with trades. I made one trade, but somebody reached out to me. But y'all was trading left and right. I'm like, wow, am I missing something? But we shall definitely see. But we have to get this show started. Hope your Sunday is good. As you see, mine is. But we're gonna go ahead and start. And Ash, I'm coming to you first. What's happening this week?
This week, a lot of nonsense. I feel like has happened this week again. Just coming off my last week, it just pushed itself into this week. My cat is feeling better though, so that's a positive.
Nice.
We took him to the vet. He had an abscess. It was disgusting. A lot of money later because vet is not cheap. But he's feeling better and back to his obnoxious self. He was meowing his head off before we got on here.
Right.
What has happened this week? I mean, the draft. That's really all I was looking forward to this week. Yeah. Work has been a lot of BS, but that's not my fault. It's like things outside of my control that have been parents. I'm just gonna throw that out to you. If you are a parent and you have a kid in school, be nice to your teacher. She doesn't
Thank you.
She doesn't deserve your BS. She's trying, or he's trying.
Thank you.
That's all
They
I'm
need
to
to
say
say
about that.
Say it louder for the ones in the back because they need to hear it too.
But
Come
on
on.
a positive note, I have 8 weeks left of school until summer. 3 of those I'm not working Friday, so let's go.
Let's go.
Did anything else happen this week?
I'm not going to give you what I'm going to say because it's mine.
I finished a book.
Nice.
And I'm having a hard time starting a new one because I just keep thinking about the other one.
You feel a little better this week?
Yeah, I feel
better this week.
Mentally. Last week was really bad because I set boundaries and said, this is my boundary. I'm sticking to it.
Yep.
And that has helped me. I feel a lot better.
I love that. But kudos to you though, because last night you told me after the fact, but last week you said it was struggle.
Last
with everything
week was
going on.
Not fun. This week has been much better. Yeah,
I can dig it. Let's go. Well, and your husband wearing the most beautiful colors I've ever seen. That Tar Heel blue. What up, Sid?
Tar Heel.
Let's go.
I am gonna have to get a picture of the closet to show people that you do in fact own more clothing.
I know.
This is not the only article.
I told you, as long as they're still in, I'm gonna still wear it. Hey, and if they win the ship next time we're on here, you best believe.
You know it. Let's go.
Oh my God.
In my week, this week was pretty fun. I had quite a few things to go over. We got a new TV for our setup in our living room. So
yes.
So we usually host. So people that don't know, we have a 1-year-old. So it's hard for us to go any places. So we and obviously we're a big football family. So we like to bring people over and watch the games at our house. We have Sunday ticket and everything. So we have a 70-inch TV in our front room, and then we came across a 55-inch on OfferUp or Facebook from my brother for $50. And so we had that one. So we had 2 TVs, so we could have Red Zone and then the game we wanted to watch and stuff like that. So we had that. And then my grandpa decided that he wanted a big TV, so he had a 70-inch as well.
That's big.
And which is big. But his neighbor got an 85-inch, so he wanted to get an 86-inch because apparently that's a thing, you can get an 86-inch. So he literally went out and bought an 86-inch, and yeah, exactly.
That's your grandpa though.
Exactly.
It's very his grandpa.
And my grandpa, he goes, yeah. So I went out and bought this TV, so you get my 70-inch, and I was like, okay.
Fine.
I'm not gonna say no.
Right.
Please don't give me that big.
He's like, I'll give you the wall mount and everything. I was like, sweet. He's like, give me that 55-inch that you got there because I'm gonna put it in my guest room. I'm like, deal.
Right.
This sounds great to me. So I set it up. So now I got a 70-inch on top of a 70-inch in my living room to watch football now. So I'm super excited for football season because that's gonna be amazing. So that happened this week. I also got off work a couple hours early when I was in the office on Wednesday. Now, Ash got mad at me for this, but I took a little detour to the casino on my way home because I didn't have to do anything. And I was like, well, I'm going to go play a little poker. I don't really get to do this very often. So
you literally played poker last weekend.
I know, but not at the casino.
Right. Different
So
experience.
I jumped in a little cash game for about an hour and a half, won a couple $100, and then I got yelled at and told to leave, so I left.
Yeah, because so I mean, normally it's not a big deal, but you did it on Wednesday when the kids got out of school early. So like you could have went and got the kids.
They were already set up with a babysitter.
My daughter
so I was
and
already okay. Anyway, so that was fun.
So it was like you could have went and got the kids, but instead you're making your mom babysit so you can go play poker.
Yeah, it was a good time.
It's
Anyway, this is what happened to me, and what I enjoyed this week. Thank you.
Yeah.
And then it was
I'm
the
just
first.
telling you my perspective from your week.
It was the first week of mini triathlon training.
Right.
So
How did that go?
I did that. So we started. We're starting real small just to get in the groove of things. Like I said last week, my brother's not the biggest fitness buff, so we're kind of starting on the lower end to get it going, and then gonna go from there. So we started with just a half-mile run, just a nice little, just to kind of get, because it's 3 miles at the end. So, and we got till October, so we're starting at a half-mile run. So we did that on Tuesday because it was raining here, because we were supposed to swim on Tuesday, but it was raining, so we didn't swim. And then Wednesday we rode 3 1/4 miles on our bike. Did that?
Did you got the new one? Did you get the new one?
We went and bought bikes, so I knocked that out. And then Thursday we swam. No. Thursday. What did we do? Thursday we ran.
Mm-hmm.
We ran again because we were supposed to run on Monday. Yeah, so we ran again, another half mile. Did better the second time than we did the first time, so a little improvement, even though it's a couple days apart. And then Friday we swam, and I thought swimming was going to be the easiest part, and that is going to be way harder than I thought. I was like coming up for air, like dying after like 2 laps. I was like,
oh wow.
I didn't really think about how like your lungs probably are not built up to do that.
Right, because I feel like I can go out and like run and like ride a bike for 30 minutes, like that was, but it's the underwater like going and not being able to like breathe nonstop that makes it way harder, I think, swimming. So that was rough.
I feel like on your body it's not as hard, but yeah, like trying to breathe and
So I mean, but it was a good start, like good baseline. Like I mean, a little over 3 miles on the bike already. We're doing half-mile runs, and I did 150 meters swimming, where it's supposed to be 400 is what the final thing is. But I mean, we got a nice little baseline, and we're gonna build from there. So first week done.
Yeah.
Feel good about it, and we're going.
I could dig it. No, the swimming, and let our guests know the swimming is first, right? When you actually
So when we actually do it, you swim 400 meters, bike 12 miles, and then run 3 miles after all that.
Oh yeah. What's going on, Bobby? What's going on, Anthony?
Because I could never.
Yeah.
And your mom ran with you. That's exciting.
Hey. Shout out to moms. That's what's up.
Yeah, my mom wanted to get back into it, so she ran on Thursday with us. She's gonna do the running with us.
Oh,
my mom is a retired cop, and she is way more badass than I am, and so she's gonna be pushing us. I know it for sure.
Oh, I could dig it. I feel like
by the end of it, when she gets back into it and her body gets built back up, she's gonna be running laps around y'all.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, shout out to you for doing that with your brother. Shout out to your mom. Thank you for your service in the as a police officer. Definitely shout out to people who are watching. Bobby saying swimming is way harder than the rest. Yeah,
it was a lot harder than I thought.
Okay, Mr. and Mrs. Fitness fam. Yeah, buddy.
I am not fitness.
You worked out this morning, didn't you?
I did work out this morning.
Yeah, see?
And my arms hurt. I don't think I can my arms are literally shaking.
Let's go.
It's your fault. You made me do the dang bar when I didn't want to.
Just trying to push her.
Gotta keep.
That's what I'm here for. Supportive husband.
That's right.
Okay.
Now, meanwhile, in this side of town, Kat's like, "Look, we're gonna start this walk for St. Jude," and I was like, "Okay, I'm with you."
I saw that on Facebook. I donated to it. That's so fun.
Yes.
What does she have to do?
She has to walk. Is it 100 miles?
100 miles?
What?
It's something crazy. Yeah, but it's
like 100 miles. So he like donated.
Yeah.
It was on her thing, so I donated like $10 to it. And I'm like, I don't know what she has to do, but I hope me donating $10 makes her has to walk more because that'd be.
So she's up to, I believe she started the first. I think she's up to about 10 because she went 3 the first day. Yesterday we walked, I want to say about 5, and then maybe 5 or 6, and then today she walked like a mile and a half. So
Nice.
she's been sticking with it. I get my energy from jumping up and down for my team. I don't. All
That's
right,
my exercise.
that was it. Yeah, buddy. Yeah. So, yeah, you already know my what happened for me this week. It's not even a question. I am super excited. My Tar Heels, they beat Duke 81-77. Guys, I'm so excited. Partially because I didn't think we were going to be here. I watched, us in the ACC tournament get, beat by almost 20 by Virginia Tech. We lost to teams like Notre Dame and other like kind of subpar teams in the season. But the one thing we did, we shut down Coach K on his last game at his home. So coming into this one, I was very nervous. I was very jittery. Not going to lie, the first half, I definitely I listened from my car. Kat was like, "Where are you?" I said, "You know where I am. I'm in my car. I have the windows are up, and I'm just listening. I'm just rocking and listening." But I said, "You know what, man, Kat, you've been doing this you've been sticking with me." Went upstairs, watched it. So the video at the beginning, I had no clue. So the video is actually like a 4 or 5 minute video that Kat took, but that was like the last 10, 15 seconds of the game. And I'm just like, I had just gotten up off the ground. Like I'm just sitting here sweating. You can't see that. So it's this video, I'm just sitting here. And if you see, I'm on my phone through the video. I'm doing the dynasty draft. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, all right, I got a commercial break. I can focus on this. And I'm like, wait a minute. And that's when the thing where they paused it. I was like, wait, I can unpause. Let me just get my pick.
Yeah.
So end up watching the rest of this. When that happens, we get the W. I am absolutely elated. I feel so amazing to be in the national championship. Still kind of like Monday night. We'll see what happens, but I'm so excited for that. But that, among other things, had close friend Anton Benton. He and his girl came in from Virginia Beach and hung out with us this weekend and took them out to the city, did the Cherry Blossom Tour, did a bunch of that stuff. So yesterday was a day full of emotions and full of just up and down. And I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie. After the game, after I finally kind of calmed down, it was definitely one of those situations where, like you're going through stuff and you're like, oh, all right, I made it through. And then you come back down to reality. And I walked outside and we had like this wooded area next to us. I walked outside and I definitely was like, oh, and I just threw it all up. Because I was just like, oh my God, my emotions, everything.
Exactly.
Was just so crazy. So shout out to my Tar Heels. North Carolina is going to the national championship, going to play Kansas. Oh, I am excited. Excited because, well, one of the reasons we got this man. Oh yeah, Mr. Red Jesus. Always
that guy leads the team to W's.
Brady Manning, baby. He actually struggled yesterday. He averages 26 points a game. But in the game we played against Baylor, he had 26 points, elbowed a guy, took him out of the game. And they literally almost came back and beat us. So
yeah, I remember that.
Woo! Oh my goodness. But I could talk about us. Yeah, look, David said it right. Hey, Sean gets his cardio watching March Madness. Yes. I have been running up and down in the steps, the house, yelled. I know both of our neighbors can't stand us because I was loud. I was loud yesterday. So that is what happened to me this week. And I think this is a perfect segue because that was a feel-good story for me, but that's not the only one. Ash, what's your feel-good story?
All right, my feel-good story this week is Todd Bowles getting hired as head coach of the Bucks. I think that's super exciting. The Bucks have the most diverse coaching staff of any team in the league. So this is just another move in the right direction for minorities and diversity. And Bruce Arians said that he wanted him to take over. He wanted to give, he already knew that this is who he wanted. he wanted to give him a team that was going to be. He didn't want to leave him like a Jets team where you probably are not going to succeed because the team is just trash garbage.
The Jets, right?
But Bruce Arians was like, I wanted to make sure I set him up for success, that I got him a team that was going to be successful. And with Tom Brady coming back, this is just like the perfect time, the perfect opportunity for him to step into a role where he can be successful. So that's exciting. Yeah, because I think all their like major coaching there are black, and then they have 2 females on the coaching staff too, so
wow,
they're amazing. I just think it's exciting. I'm glad. And they didn't have to do, I didn't know this about the Rooney Rule, they didn't have to do the Rooney Rule because the season technically has already started. So if you don't hire somebody, if you don't have a coach before the season, the official season starts, which started March 1st or something.
I think it was like March 8th or
something
some
like that.
Random date.
You don't have to go through the process of like interviewing 2 minorities and all that stuff, because their reasoning is that all these teams have already like interviewed and hired people, that your pool of people is a lot smaller, so they're not trying to. That was the reasoning. But I just thought it was exciting. The Buccaneers are doing good things for like coaching and minorities. They have a very diverse staff. It's really cool. So,
I like that.
props to them. I don't love Tom Brady, obviously, but it's hard to not like what they're doing over there. As much as I don't like the Buccaneers.
Yeah, good old Tom.
Yeah,
Keeps it moving.
it's just annoying, but good for him. And good for Bruce Arians for being a good person. I thought that was when he retired or like moved up to whatever. I don't even know his title now. I don't even think he was in an interview. He's like, I don't know what this means, but it sounds pretty good to me about his new position. And I'm like, you go, Bruce Arians.
That's awesome.
Good old Bruce. I love it. I love it. And yo, shout out to Todd Bowles, man. Long overdue. I'm glad he got a job like this. For those of you that don't know, and Ash didn't mention this before Ash was alive, the great Todd Bowles played for Washington in a Super Bowl 22. Let's go, Todd. Let's get it.
I did not know that.
That is great. I love that man. Let's go.
Oh man.
Yo. But yeah, long overdue. And I mean, Will and I were talking about that on Wednesday, that Todd Bowles or if it had been Byron Leftwich, one of those two, I would have been happy either way. I think they're both great coaches and definitely due for a coaching position. By their credentials, by their experience, by what they've done for the league. So, hey, this is a great thing. And I do like the fact that Bruce Arians is kind of still in the front office, so he's not totally away from it, and he can still maybe help or talk or, be around the guys. So we'll see. I do want to say something really quick. I want to ask something really quick, and I asked this on the other show. Do you think Tom Brady's return had anything to do with Arians moving up to the front? Oh, yes.
100%.
Yeah.
Why, though?
There's a couple different reasons. There was already friction between BA and Tom.
Who said that, though?
BA.
Oh, okay.
There was already friction. BA didn't want to give Todd Bowles a rebuild team, so he was going to.
That's what I said. He wanted to give him.
Yes. Yes. So that was another reason that Tom Brady coming back was the reason for BA to move up and Todd Bowles to take over. Those are the main 2 reasons, I think. Just to set Todd Bowles up for success is leaving him Tom Brady instead of Kyle Trask, because Kyle Trask is still unproven, even though they took him the second round and they really love him. And then also because there was friction between BA and Tom, I think.
I didn't realize he said that, though. Yes. I thought that was just like, how people are like, there's friction between Dak and Amari. Like, well, there's not. So I don't know who said that.
Well, because there was rumors, especially when there was rumors about sorry, I got a little pop-up. there was rumors about Tom Brady wanting to be traded from the Bucs or whatnot, and Bruce Arians saying that's not even we're not even entertaining that. No, I don't
exactly.
He basically said, I don't care what Tom wants. This is my team. Like it's not Tom doesn't dictate it. And so right there is another little I'm the man, you're not. And I think it's a clash of what does he say?
This is where my age shows. Every time you say BA for Mr. T on the A team, just go BA Baracus, baby.
Bruce Arians. Anyway, I think it's two major alpha males that this is Tom Brady is the guy. Bruce Arians is the guy. So then neither one are going to get outpunked by the other. And I think that was why they had a little bit of friction. And then on top of that, he really wanted to set Todd Bowles up for success. So Tom Brady coming back really helped him do that for him too. So it was just kind of a multifaceted step, but it was definitely driven by Tom Brady coming back. The reason that he did this.
Begs the question. I wonder if things will stay the same. I asked this to Will the other day. Will things stay the same in Tampa Bay, or will it be any significant difference? I mean, you have Tom Brady come back. Goodwin came back. Leonard Fournette re-signed. You know what I'm saying? So they're starting to put some of the pieces together. Gronk's still out there. We'll see what happens there. But do things change?
No, because you still got Leftwich as the offensive coordinator, and Bowles. Todd Bowles was the defensive coordinator.
Right.
So it's still the same system. I'm sure whoever Todd Bowles brings in for the D coordinator he's going to bring in somebody that aligns with his way of thinking when it comes to defense, seeing as it was his defense already. Mm-hmm. It's not like you brought in an outside head coach and that's going to kind of change things. You brought somebody up from within that's going to kind of keep it the same.
That's already probably good with the staff you have now, so you're not going to totally
right. So I think
I don't think clean house and it's not like they're bad. Like you don't need a clean house. You have.
But I will say if Tom Brady and Todd Bowles have friction, Tom Brady is officially a drama queen that can't work with a head coach because that'll be 3. Mm-hmm. Just saying.
Tom Brady is a drama queen. You retired that. If this were Aaron Rodgers now, oh my God.
You guys said that, not myself.
Fired.
Bang, bang. All right, let's get it. Oh, man, yeah. But this is a feel-good story. Shout out to Todd Bowles. Like you alluded to, Ash, he was coach of the Jets. And come on. I mean, we all know most people that go there, they're just set up to fail. So to have this situation with this type of team, hopefully he'll be able to get them over the hump and get that credibility that he deserves. Definitely worth it. But we shall definitely see. Excited. Oh, wow. Yep. Our next guest saying Tommy is the head coach now. Well, might be. We shall definitely see. And hey, speaking of head coaches, speaking of front office, speaking of trying to run your own franchise team dynasty, ladies and gentlemen, we participated in a dynasty draft yesterday alongside North Sports Dynasty with Alex and Alex Looseboor and Andrew and Johnny, all those guys. Shout out to you. It was amazing. It was a marathon, but it was amazing. But we had another member of the Let's Talk Football community that joined that draft. And I'm gonna tell you, man, this guy, I watched your pick, Sid. I watched Ash's pick, but this guy, I know he took all the allotted time to make his pick. And I would sit there and watch him be like, come on, Dave. But I knew he was calculating. It was calculating. Got to bring on this guy, David Wright. David, what up, man?
What up, guys?
David does always take all the time.
It was. I'll give David a little credit for taking so long. He did go right after me, and I love to just take all his picks right before he could go. Yes. Just really throw him off. And so that was probably the reason why. I understand.
Oh, my goodness.
He got you back a few times.
I know.
So.
Oh, yes. Trubisky. I'm so mad.
Yes. So, all right. So,
hey, I was not taking that long in my picks. There were a couple that really threw me for a loop. And I had to kind of scramble and figure it out. but Ash was taking just as long or longer than I was. I don't want to hear from her no more. She was using like her entire clock. And she gives me
Okay. No, one, because there were 24 picks before it came back to me. 24. Yeah. So I'm like, what?
So you had plenty of time.
No, because listen, Mister, you always interrupt me. I can't cuss at you right now, but I would. Just so you know, I'm trying to keep it PG. Dang it, what was my thought? Oh, there's 24 picks before me. So I'm like, there's 0 point in thinking about what I'm going to do next because everyone that I want is going to be gone before it makes its way back to me. I would queue like 5 or 6 people and just sit there. And then by the time it got back to me, they would all be gone. So I just had to wing it pretty much at that point. I will say, if you watch, when it got to me the first time, I probably had a pick. And then when it went, whoever had the first pick, it goes them, then me again. That's where I struggled because I was like, ooh, I had like one person I knew I wanted, and now I have no idea where to go next. And I felt like every time it would go me, the other person, me again. They kept taking who I wanted like right before me, and I was like, I don't have time to think. I don't know. So that's what kept happening.
It was a struggle. It was a struggle because not only are you making the picks, but you're also trying to figure out everybody's strategies, you know? And I gotta tell a personal story about the first round. All week we're doing mock drafts, and I'm talking to Sid and I'm talking to Ash, and hey, where are we going? And I showed Sid a couple of my mocks, and each one I had Derrick Henry in the first round. And so he was like, hey, I'm in front of you, so I don't know if you're gonna get him. So he comes up to Sid's pick, and it's like, oh snap, Derrick Henry's there. All right, let me go move on. And then all of a sudden, Sidney picks North Carolina's own Javonte Williams. And I was like, wait, what? I was like, actually, hold up. I was sitting here. I was confused. I didn't know what to say or do. I was like, what? What? I was like, are you serious? So I was able to pick Derrick Henry, but
Sean, I'm pretty sure you have me to thank for that.
Yeah, 100%. David changed my mind.
I always keep everything, pretty close to the chest, especially between each other because we're so competitive with each other. But being that this was a dynasty league, and I think all 4 of us kind of felt a little bit, outside of our comfort zone here. It was the first time any of us besides Sid have done this. Sid and I were actually talking about what we were going to do in the first round. And I kind of let him know that if Jamar Chase was there, I was going to take Jamar Chase. Mm-hmm. And then he was talking about Derrick Henry, but Derrick Henry's age and his injury history, I think that's why he switched over to Javonte, because that was going to be my pick. I was definitely going to skip on all of the CMC, Kamara, Derrick Henry. I was going to skip all of them at pick 5 and go to Javonte Williams if neither of the top 2 wide receivers were still on the board. But I ended up with JJ, and then I saw Sid take Javonte, and I was laughing to myself.
I only knew you were going to take Javonte because we were doing mock drafts like all day, and you kept taking him, and you're like, I think that's what I'm going to do, and I'm like, that's kind of a reach, bud. But then thinking about
in a redraft,
yeah,
I'm definitely taking Derrick Henry there, but in this format, you just gotta kind of have that long view, and with Russ coming in there, I think that's a home run right there at pick 6.
I like it a lot more. Mm-hmm. And then it was crazy because then I go 2 more running backs after that right away. So
when you took that third running back, I was like, what are you doing? I'm like, what just happened? Like, that was your pick? I was so shocked you went running back again, because we had just talked about how we were debating going back and forth a lot. Are we going to go wide receiver heavy, which normally you wouldn't do? Or am I going to go running back heavy in the first couple of rounds? Because running backs, they just don't last as long as receivers. But then you went, so we had that conversation like all week, and then you went running back. And I'm like, whoa, wait. So then I'm sitting there like, you're trying to sabotage me. You are trying to tell me that this is like what a good strategy would be, and then you just went exactly opposite of what we've been talking about all week. So I'm like, you're trying to sabotage me, aren't you? You're trying to make me have the worst team in the league.
So the thing
sabotage.
was, I didn't plan on going running back in the second round. Like I was in my head, I was getting a best receiver or a quarterback that I wanted a lot. And that was what I was going to do. And then Alvin Kamara went all the way to the second round. Yeah. He was the 6th ranked player, and I got him in the second round, like pick 22. Yeah. I was like, I can't not take Kamara here. He's just I know he's probably only got like 4 good years left, maybe. Like if I'm lucky, I can like maybe 3. Like I can get that much. And he doesn't have a good quarterback anymore. And it's just like it's Alvin Kamara. Like in a redraft league, he's going top 5. So it's like, how do I not take this? And then it was like, well, in the third round, I'm like, well, since I got 2 stud running backs and Kamara's a little older, I'm going to get 1 more running back and then just not take a running back. I don't think I took a running back again until like the 14th round. So I took J.K. Dobbins, who's a really young running back. He is coming off an injury, which makes me nervous, but I got his backup later, so I was like, okay with it. And then I literally didn't take a running back for another 13 rounds, I think is what it was.
Well, see, and that's the thing.
Yeah, it was. But that really screwed me because I planned on taking a quarterback there, and quarterback.
See, that was the thing. Once you picked him.
Sorry, cutting out in and out. Sean, are you there?
Yeah, you hear me? Yeah. Are we good? No?
It's cutting in now. I don't know. Is it my end? David, can you hear him?
What's up?
Oh, they're both
can you hear me?
Oh.
Yeah, now
I can.
You good? Okay. Yeah, no. When you're good now. Okay. When that happened, that totally changed my outlook. That's when I went for my fantasy drafts and what am I going to do for this year to, okay, maybe I need to reassess how I'm looking at this and go for the long term. Because if you look at my first like 2 or 3 picks, it's Derrick Henry, older, Waddle, who's younger, but he's now got Tyreek Hill that he's going to compete with for touches. And then 3rd round, I don't know if this is too early to get a receiver, but I was like, Tyreek Hill is out of KC. The number 1 receiver is Travis Kelce. To get a tight end, I mean. I was like, I have to take Kelce. You know what I mean?
I like Travis Kelce in the 3rd.
I was like, yeah. And you know what? And the funny thing is that I saw that Kamara pick. And I saw Kamara, and I was like, okay, am I being too smart about – because I let it pass, and I was like, well, doesn't he have legal stuff? Isn't there something else? I mean, if all these other smart people aren't taking him, then I'm not going to be the one that's like, oh, I'm going to get him. And they're like, oh, haha, he's got this. And I saw you take him. I was like,
Yeah,
I was pretty surprised that Kamara made it back around to Sid. But, I mean, we still don't know if he's going to miss time this year. And I think that probably played a part in that. But, yeah, Sid getting Javonte and then Kamara right there. Good for you, Sid. I hate you.
That was crazy. When I saw Kamara, it just kept falling. I'm like, how are we not taking this guy right now?
Yeah.
And I felt the same way when Zeke got to me. Everyone knew that I was going to fall into the trap of Zeke as a Cowboys fan. They knew I was going to take the bait, and I did. And I was
literally sitting there like, don't do
it.
Wow. Your entire clock. I'm like, don't do it, Ash. Don't do it, Ash.
Don't do it. I kept looking at Sydney. I'm like, I'm not being dumb, am I? Am I being dumb? Like, this is stupid, isn't it? Like, this is stupid. I shouldn't do this, should I? And I'm like, F it. I have to do it. I can't not do it.
And then you got Tony Pollard, though, so I feel like it's perfectly fine.
You're safe.
A lot of y'all are big Zeke haters. I am not. I love Zeke. I'm a big Zeke lover. And I know not many people are, but I am. So y'all just let him follow me.
Yeah. I definitely looked at him and said, nah, let him go. Let him pass by. I'm not worried about it.
And then Andrew, that's funny that Andrew said, Andrew comes to me and tries to trade and get like my 6th round pick and my 7th. And I was like, no, because this is when I'm going to get Tony Pollard. Like, I have to get Tony Pollard.
So,
hey. It is worthless if I don't get Tony Pollard.
Perfect segue, because that's something that kind of caught me off guard. We got Kyle Yacy here in the crowd. Shout out to you, Kyle. Said you a bunch of beauties. You. Yes. Look, he hit me up mid-trade. And mind you, I'm watching North Carolina, so that's my focus. Then I got the draft we're doing. Then we got friends in town. And I'm sitting doing a couple things. So he hits me up with the trade like, hey, your 5th round, your 6th round for like the 1st round in the next draft or something like that. And I'm like, wait a minute. And I'm like, I can't focus on this right now. Like, North Carolina's too close. I can't. So then he calls me. And I was like, all right, Cat, turn that off. I got to talk to you in a business meeting. I was like, all right, Kyle, what's up? He said, you want to do this thing? And I was like, all right, let me break this down, man. So this is what's happening. That he's like, yeah, we're good. We're good. I was like, you're good, right? You're not cheating me, are you? He's like, no.
You're not screwing the newbies.
Right. So Kyle got it. Hopefully I'll get that next. I do hit that his first round pick. And I believe in the fantasy draft or in the rookie draft. But we talked about trades, Dave. Like, what did you have any? Did you make any? Were you offered any? Like, what do you think about that?
No, I didn't get any offers. I was listening to the guys over on their live stream throughout the draft, and was tempted to try and jump in there a few times, but to be honest, I'm still kind of learning the value of these rookie picks. So I wasn't quite comfortable jumping in there yet because, like I said, this is my first year in Dynasty. And trying to match the value of the vets with the upcoming rookie picks is something that I'm going to kind of start to feel out. But I definitely struggled with Alec reaching and grabbing Amon-Ra. That was supposed to be my fourth round pick, and I definitely was trying to package deals for him. But those guys were going back and forth with all their deals throughout the draft, and I appreciate the show yesterday, guys, because it was actually very enlightening to me listening to you guys and how you value your rookie picks with the picks in the vet draft this year. And no, it was a good time.
Yeah. He was saying, Andrew said he had Alex and Kyle on the phones doing real calls live. Yes.
You could hear like Alex's phone like vibrating, like ringing, and I'm like, oh my gosh, someone's trading. What's happening?
Like, what's going on? Right. Kyle said had to trade up for Kyle Pitts, not even upset. Traded with Sean to lock in Singletary. Yeah.
I like Singletary.
Yeah, see, I was
crazy. And then they're like, and the guy before me had like 4 tight ends. I'm like, what is this guy doing? Like, this guy's gonna stink. And then Andrew trades him 2 running backs, and then I'm like, what? No, don't do that. Why are you doing this? Now he's gonna be decent. Now he has a chance. So I thought this guy was gonna stink, and I was for sure at least gonna beat this guy. But that, oh my gosh, it was crazy. And they're like trading like 3 players for 3 players across. I'm like, we're not even done drafting yet, guys. What are we doing? It was just insane. It was super fun to watch the live because I had no idea what was going on. I can imagine like watching that without like hearing their conversations happening. I would have been like, what is happening? Because it was already a lot. Even though with them explaining what was happening, I was like, oh my gosh, these are crazy. They're crazy.
Yeah. It was absolutely crazy. But let's go ahead and take a look at some of these. Sid, I'm going to come to you first on your team. Now, it's weird because on here we talked about this before, how I can't get the whole team. But at least what it'll do is give us your starters. Well, this is not your starters for this first round. But you got Trevor Lawrence, which is a solid. I think he's going to have a great year. Alvin Kamara, Javonte Williams. That's the pick everybody's talking about. Higgins, Juju, and Freiermuth. So one old Steeler, one current Steeler. Baltimore Raven.
You were really excited about that Juju pick.
So here's my thing. So check it. Listen to my theories here, and Andrew can rip them apart later because he's way more knowledgeable about this than I am. Now, the thing is, I definitely don't like. I mean, I like Trevor Lawrence, but not like super much this year. I really was like planning on taking like Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady like later in like 10 or 11 to have my like guy for the next year or two, and then Trevor Lawrence to hopefully be better and kind of go with there. But they went earlier than I thought because I planned on taking them later, because I thought everybody was going to take the younger guys and leave those old dudes for a while. And I was like, all right, I'm going to take an old guy later. That backfired heavily because I only have Trevor Lawrence as a starting quarterback. Literally, my backup quarterback is Kyle Trask, the backup quarterback to Tom Brady. So that is a struggle. But now my running backs, I think I'm set with Javonte.
How did that end up happening, Sid?
Which one?
Oh, your quarterback issues.
I waited too long to take one is what happened.
Yeah.
Because of I went 3 running backs, and then there was a lot of receivers that I really liked that I wanted. So listen to my starting receivers. I'll give you their quarterbacks. I have Joe Burrow's number 2 target, Patrick Mahomes' number 2 target, Justin Herbert's number 1-2 target. Mike Williams just got a bag. Aaron Rodgers' top 2 targets. Josh Allen's number 2 target. So, like, I have stud quarterbacks and their number 1 or 2 option. Wow. Now, they're not, like, the top guys, but I really liked all these, like, younger, like, I think Juju's going to have an amazing year with Tyreek gone. So I wanted him really bad. T. Higgins, with everybody looking at Jamar Chase, T. Higgins is going to eat, I think. Him and Joe Burrow already have a connection. Mike Williams just got paid, and Herbert likes him. He's just go up and get it guy. And Keenan Allen's older, so he's not going to be as long. And then Gabriel Davis being the number 2 option outside of Stephon Diggs now in Buffalo. Love him. And then there's just a lot of, I think, value. Like Donovan Peoples-Jones is the number 2 in Cleveland when Deshaun Watson takes over. Like he's going to be a stud receiver. Or at least the potential. Allen Lazard and Amari Rodgers are literally the only receivers the Green Bay Packers have. Like Lazard already has connections with Aaron Rodgers, so I think he's going to have a breakout season. I like him a lot.
Even if they draft someone, you still know Lazard's going to, because he has that relationship with Aaron Rodgers already. And
so I have like 6 receivers that I really like a lot. So I'm really happy with my receiver setup. I got my boy Pat Freiermuth at tight end. I reached for him, but I was not letting anybody else take him. I love him a lot, obviously.
Yeah, you got lucky on that.
I definitely, I was about to say, I definitely was eyeing him the whole time.
Oh, I know.
Kelsey,
well,
I was
you
like,
have
I'm
to.
good.
That's another thing is like you might have reached for him, but you have to be aware of who's in
the league
too, because you talked about Patty all last year. So Sean now is like got eyes on Patty, and Davis got eyes on Patty because he knows a lot about the Steelers.
Right.
I got eyes on Patty just because.
So I am a little weak at quarterback. I mean, Trevor Lawrence, I think, is going to have a better year. Like even Sean, like picked the Jags to win that division. Like so, I really do think Randall Cobb is not what he was.
Stop that.
And then I think Lazard is above Cobb. I think Lazard is the legit number 1 in Green Bay right now. So I think getting him where I got him is a steal. And then. Yeah, but Trevor Lawrence, I'm hoping has a better season. I'm definitely nervous at quarterback position. I'm probably going to try and get a quarterback in the rookie draft, but I mean, I don't even know.
You can be honest with the people, Sid. Be honest with the people, all right? Being the ridiculous homer you are, you thought you could wait the entire draft and pick up old Mitch at the end as your little backup.
I was literally talking to Ash. I was taking him with – so the pick you took him, I was literally like, all right, I'm going to take a receiver with that next pick, and I'm taking Mitch on the next one just so David doesn't take him. Like, literally, if you didn't take him right where you took him, you weren't getting him because I was taking him with I was already talking about it. I'm like, nobody else wants Mitch Trubisky. They all think he sucks. I'm going to get this nice starter. He's going to produce for me. No worries. And then you jacked him, and that yoink.
But
I was watching it, and Mitch was still a little. I think he was like the 6th ranked quarterback by the app, still left on the board, and you had Trevor Lawrence, and it just didn't feel right. I actually thought Ash was going to steal Mitch before I could because we were Ash had 2 picks ahead of that one, and she left them there, and I knew you were going to be mad.
I knew Sydney was going with Mitchell Trubisky on the way back too. I just didn't need. In my opinion, I got Justin Herbert, so I was very like, I'm going to wait till the very end, get like a Jimmy Garoppolo, just get somebody that's a starter in the league that I don't need for years, but just to have as like a right now guy. And we'll get to it, but I waited too long on that too and got screwed.
So listen. So I have David's team up here, or at least the week 1 starters. And the reason, see, this was the other part of the strategy, and this is what we learned from Let's Talk Fantasy Football. This falls on Tuesday nights, ladies and gentlemen. Stay tuned. Going for another attempt at the chip. Didn't win it, but I'm going for it. But one of the things
Who won?
Moving on, Ash. Moving on.
Oh, okay.
Look, and even Kyle even saying, if Ash didn't steal Najee, Kyle, I could have told you that from this fall.
Okay, so my number 2 and my number 3 pick were a lock. It didn't matter. That's who I was getting, and I got who I wanted. So,
but look, so part of my whole thing, it was all right. I got to sit here and think, especially when we went later in the draft. Then I was like, all right, I can't think conventionally because one thing we know about David is David doesn't do this the right. David does this in a way where he's going to try to make sure you don't get your pick, even over his pick. So I was like, all right, wait.
A la Mitch Trubisky.
Right, exactly. With David, because I was looking at Mitch's shoe, North Carolina guy, and I was like, yeah, you'll bring him here. And I was like, you know what? I know you're going to do your thing. I was like, let me see. And then David made the move, and I was like, well played, David. Well played. Well played. But look, we do, and I am so glad he took up the invitation. The host of the North Sports Dynasty Fantasy Draft, our guy, Mr. Andrew. Andrew.
Hey, what up, man?
Andrew, say your last name on here so I have it on camera so I can just repeat it.
Faubert.
Okay.
Yeah.
Faubert.
Yes.
Okay, bet.
Yeah.
Okay.
it's like I wasn't gonna try to murder that.
Apparently it means bubbles in French. So
yeah, Andrew Bubbles. Let's go. Hey, first and foremost, on behalf of the members of the Let's Talk Football community, we want to tell you we are so elated and so thankful for you having us on your dynasty draft. That was fun. Very long, but fun. Yep. So talk to us, man. What was your mentality? We saw the trades going back and forth. Kyle says you're the devil, but I don't know. I'm not gonna. What's up, man?
So ever since I got into fantasy football, I've always wanted, ever since I was younger too, I wanted to be a GM just in any sports, whatever, just so I can trade for the literal team that I thought could be assembled to win championships.
Right.
Drafting is one thing, free agency is another. I'm a trade guy. You give me a bunch of picks, you give me a bunch of other stuff that I can do, and I'm going to try and build something. That's just usually how it is. And when it came to fantasy football, I've always been like that. So when it came to dynasty, and you find out that you basically have your own team. You build your own team from the ground up, and you have all these parts that you can pick from. In other leagues, like the one that we essentially started with NSD there, last year, my team is not even close to what it looked like when I started. I traded basically every single piece away, and everybody was waking up for about 2 to 3 months there with trade offers. And they'd be like, what the hell is this? What? No, Andrew, I won't do that. And then 3 hours later, it's kind of the same trade. They're like, well, that looks a little bit better. What if I counter that? And I'm like, well, if you counter what I send you, that means I already have you hooked. That means there's interest there. Now I can just put that on my board in my mind of this is a player that is on your roster that you're willing to give up. So, but then of course, you know, someone like Najee Harris or Deebo Samuel, those are typical names that in our league, you can send any trade offer you want. It's not going to happen. Like I got Jonathan Taylor last year, which everyone knows for a ridiculous price. I think it was 2 second-round picks and Myles Gaskins because nobody knew what Jonathan Taylor was going to be. And that's one of the reasons why everyone says Andrew's the devil, because he foresees some of the things that may possibly happen. And this is the reason I had to trade or changed my whole entire thing last night because somebody decided to grab Marlon Mack a little too quick for my liking.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Oh man, that like I said, it was fun, but like you alluded to, it's a different mindset. It's a whole different, because you're not going for just this year like on your fantasy team. You're going long term. You're going for who do I want. And then you got to think about the rookie draft, which is right after the actual NFL first round or the whole draft?
The whole draft.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. So, yeah, we will definitely be into that. I'm excited. Now, explain this to me, okay? Because the guy out here, Mr. Kyle Yacy, calling you the devil, he personally called me mid-North Carolina game, mid-draft. He's like, you want to do this? And I'm like, yeah, well, explain a little bit about it. He was like, yeah, don't worry about it. You get you get my first pick, I get your 5th round. And I'm like, okay, cool. He's like, yeah, you want to do this? Yeah. I was like, yeah, I'm good. And then click. I was like, wait, you gotta talk to you. Was that a good trade? Like, did I
Because it was the fifth rounder, right?
Fifth rounder.
Fifth rounder. So I kind of what I was alluding to with the guys here, and what I guess some of the David and a few other people heard me talk about is when you get to that fifth round, sixth round of a startup dynasty draft, there's value to you that's left on the board. So for me, Darnell Mooney was the most valuable player on the board more than anybody at that point. That's the reason I took him, I believe, in the sixth round or even in the fifth round. You start to not say desperate, but it starts to become the team that you want to build. If you don't get two of the players that you want in the first 4 rounds, then it becomes your mindset that you're not getting the team that you want. Now you're playing everybody else's game, and you don't want to play everybody else's game. So in hindsight, it works 2 ways. One, Kyle gets some veteran players that he knows right off the bat are on a team. They have a starting rotation. They know the points that are technically coming in for it. You have the beautiful, beautiful blend of now having 2 first-round picks in a draft for a rookie. So take this year off the board. We're all kind of equal, I guess you would say. Yeah. And then once this year is done, we go into next year, and you have that Bijan Robinson, the running back out of Texas. Yeah. You got C.J. Stroud, and you got Nagata, I think is his name, from Ohio State there. Yeah. You got a couple... Yeah, you got a couple of these highly touted, all ready to go talent coming in. It's the same thing with the Najee Harris draft. We all knew that Najee and Travis Etienne were going to be number 1 and number 2, respectively. Yeah. We just didn't know who was going to go number 1 or number 2 because we didn't know their homes yet. The second Najee went to Pittsburgh, it was whoever's got the 101 pick is basically got like a gold mine now. You're not trading Najee Harris, which I had, and I traded for a package, which we're not going to go there. Anyway, but what you do is, if for you now, is you have this thing that I was kind of alluding to in the comments, that we had this draft, and now everybody thinks they have their team, and they're all happy, and then all of a sudden, football happens. The news comes out, like something with the Henry Ruggs, or maybe not necessarily an O.J. Simpson, but just possibly an injury or something like that. Then all of a sudden, the only opportunity you have to replace those players, right, respectively, right now is either your free agency, your trades, or by your own drafting. So the rookie picks. So now if you say you have a great year this upcoming year, you can go into next year's draft and take those 2 first-round picks and look at a person who's not doing so great and be like, want some help rebuilding?
I got you. Yeah,
exactly. So it's just like real life. So right now, who's another good team that's got 2 good picks? Is it Miami? Miami's a good team. They got 2 first-round picks next year, so they could easily trade up for the best player available if they wanted to, or they can just add to their already really good team, which is probably what this man right here is going to do.
Oh yeah, we're going to see. Look, so all right, we know about the guys that we missed out on. I mean, a lot of us, whoever the player is, we know we missed out on these guys this time. I want us to go around the board. Sid, I'm going to start with you, and I want you to tell me who is somebody that you think you got a steal on. You picked up on that you don't think anybody was paying attention. That's hard to say in this group. But
that was my issue with this draft too, is that everyone is very smart. Like they all know football. I've done drafts with people that like are just like casual football watchers, not like we're really into football. And I'm like, oh no. Like some of these guys at the end, I was like, I don't even know who you are. Like, who do you even play for? Who are you? Where did you come from?
Yeah, I think so. For steals wise, that I think went later than they're going to be out like perform this year. I think I got to go with 2 of my receivers. I think Juju's going to have a much better year than people think, because of last time Juju was the number 2 option. He had 1,500 yards. Ooh. And he has Patrick Mahomes and an Andy Reid offense this year. Like, I think he is going to have a great season. And then the second one is Gabriel Davis. I mean, everybody saw the playoff game with 4 touchdowns. I think, and me and David were on Gabriel Davis in the middle of the season last year. Like, hey, this guy is coming. He's coming hard. He's young. He's very talented, and he's going to be the number 2 outside of Stephon Diggs. So Stephon Diggs, I love the number 2 in an offense because the number 1 guy gets all the coverage. And if the number 2 is talented, he's going to eat. And so Juju being the number 2 behind Kelsey, because Kelsey will be the focal point, and then Gabriel Davis being the number 2 behind Stephon Diggs. I think getting them where I got them, in my opinion, have 2 very viable starters that are going to outperform where they were drafted this year.
Well, I like that. Ash, what about you?
I just want to say I was very mad at you for getting Gabriel Davis. And I was going to try to get Alan Lazard too, so I'm mad at you for that one. And I'm mad at Sean because did you get Waddle?
Yeah.
I got Waddle. That was my second.
I was mad at you for that. And then I was mad at
You're at David for Aaron Jones.
Amon-Ra St. Brown. Wasn't happy with them either.
Good gracious.
Yeah, there's a lot
You had
of.
a great time.
Are you joking me? That's
So basically, we're all on Ash's list. Right?
Yeah, right.
Y'all took my wide receivers. So I guess I don't really know who I got that I'm like, I think I got at a better, that's going to like outperform their draft spot, I guess. I was surprised to get a few people though. I did not, in no mock league did AJ Brown fall to me. So when AJ Brown was sitting there, I'm like, well, my plan wasn't to go wide receiver here. So don't know about that. But then I'm like, how do you not? I just like, I have to take AJ Brown.
Oh, yeah.
So I was surprised that he fell to me because in no mock draft did I get him. That wasn't even an option. Waddle was an option, not him. Then I was surprised. I guess I'm not surprised Zeke fell to me because people are just Cowboys haters. But I was, and no mock draft did Zeke fall to me. So that was a little.
You could have had all the Dallas players. I would have had no problem with that.
You got Russell Gage, didn't you?
I did not get Russell Gage, but that's another one. I was really high on Russell Gage. Didn't come back around to me, and I thought he was going to. And then we also talked about this, so we're like, Russell Gage, we're in here with a bunch of there's Bucks fans. I'm worried he's not going to come back. I don't even know who ended up taking him, but he did not come back to me. I got Christian Kirk, which I'm
that would be an interesting one.
That is, I like that one.
I mean, Trevor Lawrence he's paid like Trevor Lawrence's number 1 option. So the question is he talented enough to be that guy?
Yeah. I knew when I got Zeke, I absolutely had to get Tony Pollard, so I was happy I got Tony Pollard.
I like that. Getting the starter and the backup, the 2-hitter monster. Yeah.
I think Sutton is good now that
I like Sutton a lot.
Russ is there.
I like that.
It was hard. I'm not.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
It was really hard. And then, like, running backs, I don't know, because I normally value running backs. And then, like, my next running back is Rojo. And I'm like, ooh.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll see how that goes.
Who is currently in your starting lineup. You can leave him.
Well, that won't happen because I'm going to.
Go right. Feel free.
I have other people that will move up. And then I got screwed on quarterback because people were taking.
You got Herbert. I don't want to hear about screwed.
I got screwed on my second quarterback. So my first pick was going to be
if Herbert doesn't go down.
Yeah, my first pick was Najee. No matter what, I was like, I just pray to God the person ahead of me doesn't take Jonathan Taylor. I don't care, take him. I want Najee. I'm high on Najee. Yeah. It's probably your fault living with a Steelers fan, but
something to do with it.
Then my second pick, I kept going back and forth on who I was going to take. My third pick was always Justin Herbert. Mm-hmm. So I knew I got those two, so I was happy.
Oh, I can dig it.
But
I can dig it. All right, going to one of the gurus of this thing, Mr. David Wright. You got any steals? I know you were playing defensive a lot of the evening. What you got, Dave?
Jerry Jeudy in the fourth. I was really happy with that. I really wanted Amon-Ra at that pick, but Jeudy. I think Amon-Ra was in the third or fourth. Can't remember. But Jerry Jeudy, I think, is going to be huge for me, along with JJ. I think my receiving core is pretty solid. Running back, I knew that if I took a receiver with my first pick, I knew I was going to be pretty weak at running back. But landing Aaron Jones in the second, and then my second running back selected happened to be A.J. Dillon. I was not planning on on that. He was just still there, and I couldn't really pass it up. I knew I was going to have a hole at RB2, but I also know that I'm not going to lose my RB1. So it was kind of a toss up there. So there's some security in having Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon together. So I feel good about
who's
that.
your hey David, who's your RB4? Who's your
What's
RB4? Who's your fourth running back?
I'd have to look.
It's
Darius Geis.
Darius, no longer in the league, Geis.
No. That's like number 5. Get out of here.
He's number 1. Put him in the starting lineup, David.
Hey, he's in my back pocket, all right? Just in case.
Oh my God.
But no. I knew after Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon that I was going to go for Ramondre Stevenson, and I was getting a little nervous. I kind of left him there for a while. I think I took him in the 7th, but we shall see. I got some younger guys that we'll see how things go.
I can dig it. And Andrew, give us a couple gems, man. Who'd you bring in that nobody else saw?
Andrew drafted and then traded half his team away.
Basically, yeah. I like I said, a couple of picks, couple players went a little early that changed things up for me there. Like the Marlon Mack one, I'm very, very high on Marlon Mack, especially for the Houston Texans just going forward. So, but like I said, the Darnell Mooney one, I think he's going to be a high upside this year personally. But the one that fell for me, that a lot of people probably overlook because of the big trade that they had in the offseason is the Hunter Renfrow. So obviously,
who was high on Hunter Renfrow?
Ash wanted him really bad.
I wanted him bad.
Okay. He's the truth. He's the truth. And one of the things that we try to do here at NSD is we try to be like a little bit different than any of the other fantasy guys out there. And one of the things that me and Alex have kind of found out is doing a consistency chart. So it's one thing for people to put up 20, 30, 40 points all the time. Everybody loves Tyler Lockett, but everybody also hates Tyler Lockett because Tyler Lockett is also known to have 0-point games. The most consistent player in the last 3 years when it comes to just points on the board has been Hunter Renfrow. He averages, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, an average of 8.79 points per game or something like that. But his consistency, the consistency rate on it is still an 8-point something. So he is consistently putting up 8 points per game, and he doesn't go below that almost ever. And I think the worst game he's ever had is 4. So those are the kind of things that I look for, especially like just with NSD here in general. And when I saw Hunter Renfrow available still in the 8th or 9th round, he was mine. Yeah.
I had Hunter Renfrow queued, and I was going to take him if it came back to me, and then you took him. I was like, no. And the reason I'm so high, I like Hunter Renfrow, but then like I was watching Lord Sports Dynasty, and you guys were talking about how consistent he is, and I like looked it up. I'm like, he like is consistent. Like, I am now high on Hunter Renfrow, so it's your fault I was high on him in the first place, and then you took him before I could get him.
Right.
Actually, and Sean, if I may, just because we're talking about the whole dynasty aspect, the best thing about dynasty is whenever news comes out about any player, it gets people in our league being like, okay.
Interesting. Right.
So for example, everyone here has the sleeper app. If you saw what just possibly popped up is Metcalf could be traded at the right price. So now everybody who is in Dynasty looks at, Metcalf on Seattle. This is probably, I think, the reason he fell to the 3rd or 4th round. Now, all of a sudden, if he's to say be traded to
Patriots,
the Patriots,
Packers,
the Bills, or
the
even
Packers
KC,
would be sick.
The Rams.
Right?
I mean,
Packers. I think Packers puts his stock right up at the top. He goes to somewhere where there's already 2 or 3. He's okay. But yeah, you go to Packers, I'll trade for that.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, that's going to be quite interesting, and I'm glad you brought that up. Let me go over here and take a look and see who's got him.
Yeah,
Throw out some trades real quick.
Hold the heck on.
Like, hold on, we're gonna pause the show for a second.
I think I saw DK at one point, and I was like, "Oh no, I don't like that." But if
You took
you
AJ
put
Brown
Aaron
over
Rodgers
DK.
in DK, I'm like, "Oh, wait a minute,
Like, hold on.
I like that."
So I'm not gonna lie. The later part of my draft definitely was meshed with the North Carolina game. So it got kind of weird. At one point, I got Antonio Brown, and then I was like, nope, didn't mean to pick him. You know,
we saw that, and we didn't see the little green icon on yours, so we were like, oh, maybe he did get caught up in the North Carolina game. So me and Alex were making sure, like, after that, just to get you like picks in accordance. But then we saw that you like came up and picked, and we're like, oh, okay, he's back, we're good,
right.
We're good. We're like, crap, he's got Antonio Brown. Like, oh.
I was like, oh, yeah, right. So, that was definitely one of those little runs that North Carolina Duke had. And then all of a sudden I come back to my phone and I'm like, wait, what? It's like 2 round is already what happened, you know? I put a lot of my stock is obviously I'm going to be a super homer. Don't feel bad, Ash or Sid or Dave or all of you. We're all homers, but I'm a super homer. I got Curtis Samuel. Yes, he was hurt a lot last year, but I really feel like Washington needs him badly, so he can show up. De'Ami Brown out of North Carolina. He's definitely we're definitely high on him. And then Logan Thomas to pair with Blake Jarwin.
I like Logan Thomas.
Stuck that in there. But I mean,
Jarwin.
Right? Yeah, and then throw my Cowboys guy in there. But Samuel and Thomas were hurt last year. They're in Washington, so I knew at least 2 people in here weren't going to do that unless they were just trying to stick it to me, Cowboys fans. So I definitely went for those guys. And then I was very shocked that Tua was available later. I was able to pick him up late. And I mean, we'll see. I mean, we all know that, the arm strength issues or questions at least. But as far as when you have the talent that he has built over there with the Tyreek Hills and the Waddle, even with the absence of Devontae Parker, I still feel like, people might sleep on him. So we'll
Someone's
see how
throwing
that
those
goes.
guys the ball. Like,
We'll see. I mean, and I started with Kyler Murray, but the first thing I thought as soon as I picked up Kyler Murray was David in my head saying, well, when he's playing, he's good, but sometimes.
I saw you did that, and I laughed to myself like, "Hey, I warned you last year, buddy. You didn't listen to me. Good luck."
For those of you that don't know, I definitely picked up Kyler early last year in our fantasy draft, and then through October through like maybe till December when he was out. I had him and DeAndre Hopkins. So that team, I think that was my team that ended up at 12th or 13th place in our. I want to talk about that. So, hey, we're moving on to new things, all right?
Pain.
I can dig it. But look, all right, we definitely have to move on. But before we do, Kyle, talk to us. Is there anything that we need to, anything we're not seeing? I know you can't give away too many secrets, but, being that this is at least most of our first dynasty draft, what should we be expecting coming with, the draft, the rookie draft, and then towards the regular season?
Well, a couple of tricks that they're no longer secrets. I mean, Alex and Kyle and everybody in the group know about it now, and I think everybody's kind of taken part of it and have gone around early. What I used to do and what I've still done is for Dynasty, I grab 4th round rookie picks. So anybody who saw that in the group chat today, when I'm yelling at Kyle there, where's my 4th round rookie pick?
Yeah.
There is a reason for it. So giving you an example, last year, Trey Sermon was obviously the big running back for the rookie draft for the San Francisco 49ers. By the way, that is the most adorable thing I've ever seen a dog do.
Such a baby.
If I may, it does literally look like the dog from Dude, Where's My Car when they're going to pick up a little bit of cannabis there. I kid you not. So
Oh,
Yeah, he's even
Arthur.
kicking his leg like, I hear you, Canada. Don't worry. So what I used to do in regards to with Trey Sermon is Trey Sermon was end of the round or end of the first, mid-first running back that everybody thought was going to go off in San Francisco. And it ended up being Elijah Mitchell. Elijah Mitchell was a 4th round pick in our league, and I had him. And that's where you stash away those guys on a taxi squad, and you just never know. Khalil Herbert was another big one. You start going down the depth charts. So sometimes you don't necessarily get it. Tutu Atwell and a couple of guys like that last year were supposed to be big and prominent for either the Rams or for the Falcons. But then some of these other guys that you never hear of, like Khalil Herbert or James Pattison for the Washington Commanders there. When Antonio Gibson goes down, all of a sudden you randomly look on your taxi squad and his backup is sitting on your taxi squad. That's points. That's value. So your 4th round pick all of a sudden can turn into a James Robinson. Your 4th round pick can all of a sudden turn into a starting running back or a wide receiver on any given team. So now everybody in our league, everybody's stocking up on 3rd round picks to get ahead of me stocking up on the 4th round picks. So I have to change it up a little bit, but that's something when you go into these rookie drafts, you want to do. And the other big one is what everybody was doing in this veteran draft is sometimes you have to go a round or 2 early to grab your handcuff. And like I saw Ash do with the Dallas backfield there, she got a steal on Zeke and she got Pollard probably at around the right round that he would have fallen to anyway. So she's smart now because, like I said in the comments, she now has the Dallas backfield, injuries aside, for the next 5 years. And Tony Pollard is not a pushover. I think Tony Pollard should be in that offense right now, leading it, and trade Zeke over to some other team for picks. That's just me personally. That's just me.
Which I think could happen next year. This year didn't make sense to trade him because our hit would have been too much. But I think it could definitely be a thing next year. So I'm like, if at least I think Tony Pollard, if we don't keep him, he's going to go somewhere and be talented no matter where he goes and have a position somewhere, somehow. So I felt good about him. It was more about him than I think Zeke.
Yeah.
And he did that.
And, to be honest, though, it's smart because I was trying to look for the Gus Edwards one was another good one because we don't necessarily know what J.K. Dobbins is going to be doing. And I saw as soon as Gus Edwards comes off, it's around, I think it was the 7th and 8th round where you saw me take Jamal Williams because I had the Detroit running back at one point. And then now because I made the trade to get the Cleveland running backs, you saw me, I went and grabbed Ernest Johnson and I made sure to grab Demetric Felton. It's just everybody seems to already know what to do, but the handcuff is the biggest thing that a lot of people who have never really played fantasy football or especially in dynasty football do is they don't handcuff their own running backs or even wide receivers if they can. Sometimes quarterbacks is a good idea too, but it becomes bench spots. So that's why I just say handcuff your running backs and you'll never have a problem. And it looks like everybody in our league basically has. So
I got both my running backs backups because I got Benny Snell too, who's not good, but
right.
I needed it for my Najee in case he
needed it for your Najee. Well, we could sit here all day and talk about this, but we got to move on. I want to first shout out Andrew. Do you guys have anything on North Sports coming up today, or when's the next time you guys going?
No. Next time I think we'll be on. It'll be Thursday for Alex and Johnny for the NFL edition, and then we'll be back on Saturday, basically going over the draft and talking rankings and getting everybody prepared for the rookie draft. So,
yes, sir. Yo, shout out to my guy Andrew. Watch him. Northport Dynasty. Alex Loosemore. Kyle Yacy comes on there, Johnny Dean, all the guys, man, they're doing big things. We are, on behalf of us, I know I said it before, we are so excited to be a part of this, to work with you guys and to kind of, peak our own knowledge, kind of really dig into what we got. We love watching you guys. You guys are hilarious. Keep up the good work, my man.
I appreciate you, man. I appreciate everybody at Let's Talk Football, and I will talk to you guys soon. I saw David. You got a question, David?
Hey, I just want to say, Andrew, I was listening to your stream pretty much the entire draft, and much respect, man. You guys were all over it. We had so many people in different time zones, and it was actually pretty cool to watch. You constantly pausing the draft, making sure that people could get in there, get their picks, making picks for people so the CPU wasn't screwing them. But appreciate you having us, man.
Yeah. Not a problem. I appreciate you guys too. And hey, Detroit 2024. Detroit 2024,
Yes!
baby.
Book it. Book it.
Book it. We're all going to be there. Thanks again, guys. I'll talk to you soon.
Yes, sir.
Okay, real quick. Does Kyle, what kicker did you take? Does he have McPherson?
I don't know.
I wanted to fight whoever took McPherson, not going to lie.
Did he take McPherson?
And then
that was somebody I was looking at.
The mock draft, any mock draft we did together, Sydney kept taking McPherson in the 11th round. And I'm like, I'm not taking a kicker in the 11th round. Quit doing this because you're doing this so he doesn't fall to me. And then I think if Kyle was the first one to take a kicker, he took him in the 10th round. I'm like, this is even worse than mock drafting with you because
He
now.
did take McPherson.
Yeah, he did.
He did. Oh my gosh, that was hot. I was like,
and he took Washington football team defense. All right, Kyle. All right. Wishful thinking, my friend.
So defense, that's actually funny. I took the Steelers defense. I reached for that just so Sydney couldn't get him.
See that? That's
That
what
was
this is all about.
that was.
That's
I'm
what
like,
this is
I don't really
about.
care about these people on the board right now. I'm gonna reach for defense just to irritate you. And then so kickers were going, and I'm like, I guess this is okay because I can just take like a Boswell at the end. And Sydney's like, you better knock it off.
Well, look, we got to shout out Kyle. Kyle has Lamar Jackson, Jacobs, Singletary through that trade with me, Jamar Chase, Ayuk, Kyle Pitts, Devontae Smith,
that's a solid
Chase
team.
Claypool,
Ooh,
McPherson. He has Carr and Mariota as his backups with Sony Michel and Chuba. He's got Randall Cobb, Austin Hooper, who I was after. Ooh,
yeah, I was looking at Hooper. I was looking at Mariota at the end. I like it.
I can dig it. So, Dave, talk to us, man. How are you feeling today? Before we let you go, how are you feeling after the draft? We talked to Andrew. We talked to the guys. We don't have a game on, so we don't have to be watching that and the draft. How are you feeling about your team and how everything's going?
I feel good. I had a plan going in, and I stuck pretty well close to it. Like I said, the dynasty aspect and the rookie picks. We'll see how it goes. I'm learning, but as of today, I feel good about what I put together with where I was drafting. So
I like that. And you guys, the Swintons, you guys good with your decision?
I think so. The only thing I'm kind of nervous about is my quarterback. I really like everything else about my team.
We should talk later, Sid.
Hit me up.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
It comes full circle, doesn't it?
I'll give you my 4th round rookie pick for Trubisky. Right now.
Look, only if you sit in the chair, Sydney, just stroking the dog
the dog.
Come on.
Oh my goodness. He's like,
what do you have?
you talking about me?
Yeah.
That's funny.
So, my guy, David Wright, you will definitely be on here talking about this. Also, this coming season, let's talk fantasy football season 2 coming from my title. If I can get Najee, I will get him first pick just to spite Ash, just because you beat me with Najee. That's the only reason.
Hey, I got Najee again. That's probably why I'm so high on Najee.
Hey, he's a solid player. Dave, appreciate you hopping on this early for us, man. We'll definitely be talking to you soon, man.
Hey, appreciate it, guys. Maybe next time, we can do an afternoon show.
That's not our thing.
It's called Let's Talk Football in the Morning. All right.
Well, hey, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, buddy. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Woo woo.
Arthur,
yeah, buddy. What a. Hey, look, it's crazy. The dynasty draft is going on. It's here. I got another thing I got to think about now. And one of the things that came out with all this, obviously, Bobby Wagner adds to the daggone Rams powerhouse.
The cap is a lie. I've been telling y'all the cap is a lie. How do you go to the Super Bowl, win the Super Bowl, and go, you know what? We could be better and get more talent. But then you could look at the Cowboys, and we didn't make it anywhere worth anything, and think, no, we don't need it. We don't need to get better. Like, what? How are the Rams adding talent when they just won a Super Bowl?
Because
the cap's a lie.
It's a lie. That's why the Saints are able to make any moves. It's ridiculous. And another move that definitely happened. All those people, Parker's is not his name, Parker. All the people that went to Miami, one person said, forget that. I'm heading out of Miami. Somebody that I used to have on my fantasy team every year. I think it was the first year I did not have him. Devontae Parker gets traded to New England. Another weapon for Mac Jones. Sid, how do you feel about that one?
I think it's big. Devontae Parker's a stud. He's had a lot of injury issues. So that's kind of going to be an issue. As long as he can stay healthy, he's going to be their number one. I mean, I think he walks into their number one role. They don't really have a bona fide number one. So I think he can be that guy. He's talented enough. It's just a question of health. And he was going to be too far on the depth chart in Miami. And I don't think Tua is the type of guy that needs a million weapons because he's that talented, my personal opinion. But I think he got an upgrade. It tells you a lot that he was traded in the division, which is usually never done. So I hope he goes with a chip on his shoulder and wants to show up the Dolphins because he gets to face them twice a year.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, I was surprised they traded him in the division.
Yeah, and
the
AFC
shows them
is making moves.
We ain't scared of you. Go, stay in the division. We ain't scared.
Right.
Like, dang.
Yeah, so that's what
the AFC East is making some moves now. We see what Buffalo's done now, and we see what Miami did, and now the Patriots are kind of slowly behind the scenes doing a couple things. This is going to be quite interesting. This AFC East coming. I still stand behind my position that Miami is third, and that's saying if the Jets don't all of a sudden show up this year. So. Hey, a lot of talent. But you still got to
you guys think the Patriots are going to do better than Miami?
They got this guy named Bill Belichick as a coach. Never count him out.
I don't know, man.
I'm saying.
Obviously, the Bills are number one, but
it's Bills, and then everybody else essentially. But I think Patriots can do it. We'll see. We will definitely see.
The AFC is just stacked.
Yeah, they absolutely are. They absolutely are. We're coming close to the end of the show, but we have a teacher here, and she and she's got it. She got to hand out her pop quiz. So we're going on to Mrs. Swinton's pop quiz. Let's go, Mrs. Swinton. What you got for us today?
Kyle, don't talk about the Cowboys. I like it when people talk crap, and then we do better than what we're expecting.
Wow. Kyle.
He needs to have the high expectations.
I don't want the high because as a fan, we have high expectations and we never meet them. I don't need everybody else to jump on the bandwagon.
But why is that? Why do you guys have such high expectations? It happens the same every year.
What? I didn't come here for this. First, Kyle's taking all the people I want in the draft, and now he's in here.
Let's go. Shout out to Atlanta Falcons fan, Kyle Yacy. What up, Kyle?
Yeah, we want to talk about the Falcons, man. That's a tragedy in
Mariota,
itself,
baby. Marcus Mariota.
And who?
Cordero Patterson.
Marcus Mariota and who?
And Cordero Patterson.
That's their wide receiver number one or the running back number one?
Well.
Both. Okay.
Right. He's all purpose. The Swiss Army knife. Let's go.
I'm trying to start my morning off good. Don't
right.
bring Cowboys into this. All right. Anyway, going back to the AFC because they're much more talented than the NFC. I'm going to do franchise leaders again. I'm just going to go through all the divisions so we get through. So we are doing AFC North, which is not going to be hard for Sydney when it at least comes to the Steelers and probably the whole division, honestly. So I have like the top three guys because I'm going to see if you know like the top three. Okay. But starting with the Ravens passing, Who's number one, obviously, but
Matt Ryan.
No, the Ravens.
no, the Ravens.
Oh, the Ravens. Oh, Ravens. Why did I say?
Yeah, I'm in the
Falcons.
AFC North.
I
I'm
was
just
thinking
gonna do
Falcons.
AFC.
Because Anthony was got in the comments, so I started thinking Falcons.
Hey, no one hates the Cowboys more than the Cowboys hate the Cowboys.
Oh, I know who the Ravens passing is. Number one for sure.
I acknowledge when we're bad, but I also acknowledge.
Who is that? Is it
The Ravens
JF?
passing?
Yeah, is it JF?
Yes, for sure.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Gotta
I
be.
was about to say.
They've only been around for like 25 years ish.
Yeah, it's not their recent.
Flacco, right?
Yeah, it is Joe Flacco.
It's
you
Joe
know
Flacco.
number two.
Number two, this is.
Dilfer?
I want it.
Dilfer?
Yeah, that's who I'm thinking is Trent Dilfer. I'm trying to remember how long he was there for, though.
Who?
Trent Dilfer?
He's not even top three.
Jeez.
Oh, wow.
So it's got to be then it's Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson's number two.
Yep. I was like, he was my. I had him at 3.
And then number three is Kyle
Elvis Gerbeck?
Buller.
Kyle Buller.
Oh, wow. Yeah. No, I wouldn't go get that one.
He was their first. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that wasn't happening.
Rushing.
Is it
JL? Jamal Lewis?
him or RR?
Right.
I think those are number 1 and 2. I just don't know which.
Those are number 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Do you know who number 3 is?
Lamar?
Yep.
Is it Lamar Jackson?
Lamar Jackson, if you're not.
That would make sense.
Yep.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny because it's a quarterback. And
So is number 1 Jamal Lewis?
mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
And then Ray
Yep.
Rice and then Lamar Jackson.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Okay. This is where it's going to get hard.
Right.
Receiving.
I think
AB.
it's who?
Anquan Bolden.
No, he wasn't there long enough. I don't think DM is who I'm going.
Mason. Yep.
Derek Mason.
Mm-hmm.
Is that number 1?
Yes.
Is number 2 a tight end?
Is it Sharp?
I don't
Shannon
know.
Sharp?
I don't know these.
No.
It's not Sharp?
I don't think so. I don't think he was only there a couple years. I think it's Todd Heap.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Let's go.
I like that.
Todd Heap out of Mesa, Arizona.
Woo!
Nice. Do you know number 3?
The third leading receiver for the Ravens in franchise history.
Steve Smith? No, he wasn't there that long.
He wasn't there long enough. That's the problem is they don't have like any long. Like Derek Mason was their guy. Like,
Right.
and then it's like kind of a fall off.
Anquan Bolden, wasn't he there for at least
Couple
another year?
years.
A couple years
No.
to get 3? No. I
Or
don't know
maybe.
who they
I
would
don't.
have.
I wouldn't pick him though.
Who would they? Steve Smith. Anquan Bolden. Joe Jaravicious? Did he play for them? No.
Who else did
No. I'm stumped on that one.
Joe Flacco throw to?
Torrey Smith.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, wow,
That's good.
yeah.
That was good. That was it. Good.
Wow.
Mark Andrews is number 4.
Oh wow.
Makes sense.
Coming up
That's
quick.
crazy. That's crazy.
And then Mark Clayton, and then
Mark Clayton.
Ray Rice.
Ray Rice.
Ray Rice?
Wow.
Yeah.
As a fifth leading receiver. Wow. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
I thought that was crazy. That's why I wrote all of them.
Man,
Sacks.
there you go.
This dude had an enormous amount of
I know.
sacks.
I'm pretty-
It is disgusting.
He's an ASU boy. Pretty positive. Also from Chandler, Arizona.
Is it Suggs?
Gotta be. Terrell Suggs?
Mhm.
Yeah. I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
there's no way it's not
He
T. Sizzle.
had 132 sacks.
Yeah, T.
That is
Sizzle's a
disgusting.
Yeah.
animal.
Like most people, when you're looking at their team and their leading sack, it
Yep. Some went out.
Is that better? Can you hear us?
Yep. Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
All right, but we can't hear you. One sec. Nope, maybe not. All
Nothing.
right, let me just unplug it. 1 second. We'll just go from the computer for the last bits.
All right.
Oh, it's on the
Hot Mess Express has
It's the dog's fault. All right, Sean, can you hear us?
Yeah, you hear me?
Still can't hear you.
Nothing? While we are waiting for them to get their audio, I'm gonna.
All right.
You hear us? You good?
Can you hear us?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. Cool.
Give me a cord.
All right. Moving. Anyway, like I was saying, that is an ungodly amount of socks.
You know what it is? The Mario theme song.
So we got Terrell Suggs. Oh, we're doing top 3 again?
Yeah, if you have them.
Terrell Suggs is Haloti Nada up there.
No.
Is
Saragusa.
Bart Scott.
No.
Tony Saragusa? No. Ray Lewis.
Ray Lewis is 4.
It's 4.
Ed Reed and Sacks. I don't think it's Sacks though.
No.
Ed Reed's not up there.
Let's see. I thought Bart Scott would have been up there.
And I don't know how old these guys are. I've never heard of them. But I mean, the Ravens haven't been around too long.
Who's their other defensive ends?
What are the initials?
PB and MM.
Nathan Snell, man. Where you at, man?
Yeah, it's Peter probably guys.
PB.
It's Peter Bulware and Michael McCrary.
Wow.
That makes sense.
Anyone's got them.
That's when they had the dark.
Interceptions got to be Ed Reed. Numero uno.
Or McAllister. I can hear myself on y'all's TV.
Oh, sorry. Let me try and do this. 1 sec. Okay.
Yo. You guys good?
Unplug this. We're just going old school. All right. Can you hear us?
Yeah. You hear me?
But we can't hear you.
Nothing? You want me to take
Sorry. All right, audio.
Got it.
You can hear us, right, Sean? Give me a thumbs up.
Yep.
Well,
We're good to go.
I know. Yeah, you can hear us. All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right, so that didn't work. There we go. All right. You can hear us, right, Sean?
Yeah. We're good.
Still can't hear
Jesus, why can't I hear you?
Lollipop.
It says the speaker's on. Why isn't it working?
Leave and come back.
Let me come back.
Yeah, let's try that.
Right. Bear with us, ladies and gentlemen. We will be with you momentarily. Oh, yeah.
What's the default? Is not what it should be.
That's what I was on first, and it wasn't working.
Oh. Real quick. I did want to share this.
Leave the studio and come back.
All right, let me try and leave and come back, Sean.
Got to show my guy. Shout out to my Tar Heels. Any opportunity I get to shout out my Tar Heels, I will do that. Ladies and gentlemen, if you did not see in the beginning of the show, I'm gonna go ahead and give you a little snippet. At the very end of the game, it was rough. Coming close to it. Let's see. Can you?
We can hear you now.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh my goodness, we're gonna get there.
Buddy. Oh, we're gonna get there. For a little commercial break, real quick.
Let's go! Tar Heels! You already know what it is.
Just in case you guys didn't see the open. Yeah, buddy.
We're on interceptions. We did Ed Reed.
Hold on, phone. Nathan. You know what, Nathan? You know what? That's how we're playing today.
Really?
That's how you coming at me this morning? Tar Heel, baby. Interceptions. Let's get it.
Interceptions is Ed Reed.
Yeah.
Number 1. McAllister is number 3.
Yeah.
There's someone in
Who's
between
number
there.
2?
Marcus Peters?
No.
Who's number 2? Who was at the Ravens? They could have had that.
Oh,
Ray Lewis, really?
yeah, 31.
Nice.
Ed Reed had 61. That's how far it is between number 1 and number 2.
Oh wow! What does McAllister have?
I don't know that.
Okay.
Um,
60. Woo! I didn't know Ray Lewis had that. That's pretty interesting.
All right.
Cool.
That's all I have for the Ravens. I told Cindy, I'm like, we're going AFC North, my least favorite team, to my favorite team in the North. So the Ravens are my least favorite team. Shout out to Nathan. I don't know why. I was telling Cindy, I'm like, I don't know why I don't like the Ravens so much. I think like it had to have been like 3 years ago. You either needed them to lose, we were rooting for them to lose at the end there, so you could make it to the playoffs. Something was happening where I needed, like you needed the Ravens to lose. So I'm like, heck yeah, the Ravens have to lose, and now I don't like the Ravens.
See how that happens. See how that happens. You know, it's okay. You support your husband. I support my fiance. I'm a daggone Detroit Lions fan.
Yeah,
that's a hard team to support.
Yes,
so.
Alex Loosemore, man, shout out to you, buddy. I don't know how you've been able to do this all your life because it's rough.
Hard.
It's rough.
So my next team is the Browns, who have, in the history of forever, done nothing, and in the history of forever have had no talent on their team. I learned. That's what I learned. I don't know any of these people. I'll get to it, but it was shocking. Some of the things about how bad the Browns are. So passing.
Bernie Kosar.
Yeah.
Is 3.
Is he number? He's number 3.
Bernie Kosar 3. Baker's 4.
Baker's 4.
And he's been the longest tenured quarterback in the last 25 years.
He's played for the Browns.
Bernie Kosar's old.
Right. Yeah.
What's the initials? What's the initials of the?
The BS.
Brian. Oh, Sipe. Brian Sipe.
Yeah. And the next one's OG.
Autogram. Oh, wow. Which is in 1940s.
Yeah.
Wow. Now he did go
to doo-doo for a long time.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And we already know the number 1 running back.
Sorry, the Browns fans. Rushing.
Jim Brown.
Jim Brown.
Yeah,
who's number? Is Leroy Kelly number 2?
Yes.
Okay.
Nice.
But then who's 3?
Nick Chubb?
No.
Did Jamal Lewis go there?
No, yeah, not long enough though.
No. Nick Chubb. Ernest Biner.
No. These guys have the same last name, number 3 and number 4, but they're not related. One's a fullback.
Mac? No.
I got no idea.
Mike Pruitt.
Oh, yeah. He was with Brian Snipe.
Of no relation. Why does this keep happening?
Yeah.
Where the names are the
No
same,
relation.
they're not related.
And then Greg Pruitt is the other one, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense. With the Raiders.
Receiving. Which none of these are wide receivers. Let's just throw that out there.
Oh, Kellen Winslow.
Yeah.
What? Isn't Kellen Winslow? Oh no, senior played for the Chargers. Just kidding.
Oh yeah.
Junior played for the Browns.
The first one. No, he wasn't a wide receiver.
Oh, Ozzie Newsome.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Who was the GM of the Ravens?
The Wizards. Yes. The Wizard.
The rest of these guys, not wide receivers.
Jim Brown. Is he on the list? Jim Brown.
Is Jim Brown up there?
Leroy Kelly, is he on the list? I think he's a pass catcher.
Dude, I have literally no idea.
Bobby Mitchell.
15.
Was it Bobby Mitchell?
No.
Browns are bad.
The Browns are bad. The fact that none of these are wide receivers, like you haven't had a wide receiver in the last
Biner?
70 years that has been a stud. Like even the Lions have at least had that.
Yeah, well, yeah. Is Ernest Biner on that list? I don't know. If it's not a receiver,
Dante Lavelli and Max Speedy.
Bruh, never would have got that. Jeez, they suck.
They're so bad.
I got nothing.
Yeesh.
Wow.
Even with sacks.
Sacks.
Myles Garrett up there.
He's 6.
Michael Dean Perry.
No.
Is he up there? Clay Matthews.
Clay Matthews is 2.
He's 2. It's not Michael D.
Yeah, I figured that out. They look the same.
Michael
I
D.
was like, hey, I know
Clay
Clay
Matthews.
Matthews, but it's not you.
I really don't know.
No.
Bill Glass.
Who?
Bill Glass, Clay Matthews, and Jerry Shirk.
Nothing. Nope.
Yeah, nope, nothing.
Yeah, they were all really. Oh, the Browns are so bad. Normally, when I do this, I'm not a good I say this every week. I'm not a good football history person. But if I don't recognize anybody, it took me on the receiving to get to Jarvis Landry till I recognized the name, and he was number 15. And he's not even that good.
Wow, wow.
It was crazy.
Yeah, all those guys are from the 40s and 50s and 60s. And you've already from Otto Graham towards where Jim Brown was. Once Jim Brown left, Bobby Mitchell went to Washington. It's been downhill for them for a while.
The Browns are just bad.
The Browns. The
All right,
Browns.
moving on to so the Browns are my second least favorite team. Now moving on to the Steelers. We are passing.
Not the favorite.
I'm
No, Sid had no response. He's like, I'm not
I
responding.
got sent a trade offer in the Dynasty League. I was looking at it.
Yes!
That's what we're doing right now.
It has begun.
I'm trying to be mean to you and you're not listening to me.
She tried. She just.
Anyway, we're going to the Bengals.
Yep.
Boomer
I'm saying
Esiason.
the Steelers now just because you're irritating me.
Boomer Esiason?
Passing?
Yep.
Yeah.
No, not even talking.
No? What? Carson Palmer?
Yes. Yeah.
No, Carson Palmer is not. Carson Palmer is 1, 2, 3, 4.
Andy Dalton.
Andy Dalton's number 2.
Okay.
Joe Burrow's number 7.
This is the Bengals, right? This is Ken Anderson.
Yep.
That number 1?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then
Super Bowl.
Andy Dalton.
Then Andy Dalton.
Carson Palmer was in 3.
No. Who else did you guys say?
Boomer Esiason.
Oh yeah, he's number 3.
3. Okay.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
Running backs.
Yes.
Cedric Benson.
Not even. No.
James Brooks.
Number 2.
Really?
Mixon's number 5.
Icky Woods wasn't there that long.
Was Otis Anderson there? Or no, he played for a different team.
I know he played for the Giants. I know
Yeah.
he played for the Cardinals. I think. Who else for the Bengals? You said Mixon is what, 6?
Corey Dillon.
Corey Dillon's number 1.
Yes.
Benson's number 2.
Good call.
Mixon was number 5.
So number 3.
He could have been number 4, but he's not. I didn't even take down number 4.
Yeah.
For the Bengals?
RJ.
Something Jones.
Yeah, I got
Rudy
nothing.
Johnson.
Rudy Johnson.
Wow. What you know? Wow, I can't even. No. I got nothing for that. Rudy Johnson.
I'm not
What
going
years
to
was
anything for defense.
Receiving.
Chad Johnson.
Yes. Then
Eddie Brown? No. Hushmanzada?
TJ Who's Your Mama?
no.
Who's your mama?
I was reading his name. I'm like, what is this guy's name?
Who's a Ocho. Yeah, we got Ocho, but then
Who's
the
another
Bengals. And not
Bengals
Eddie Brown?
guy? Bengals receiver.
Is
Like-
Chris Collinsworth up there?
No.
Oh, I was going to be so mad. I
This
hate that guy.
Played
Really?
for
He
a
played for
long
the
time-
Bengals.
For a long time.
AJ Green.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Terrible.
There.
How
How
can
is
we
it
football
AJ
show?
Green?
We don't know that. Right.
Yeah, literally.
And then
No.
Curtis was number 3.
Okay.
Sacks.
This one's going to be tough.
Sacks and interceptions. I did both.
Well, David Fulcher, is he there for?
David Fulcher.
Is not for interceptions or no? For sacks, Tim Crumry,
Dude, I literally don't have a guess.
Ross Ross something for the Bengals. No.
It's Eddie Edwards, number 1. Carlos Dunlap, number 2.
Oh, Dunlap.
Yeah,
Geno
I know him.
Atkins, number
Oh,
3.
Geno Atkins. Doesn't he both
And
of
Wow.
then interceptions is Ken Riley.
Okay, that makes sense. Number 13. That makes
Pac-Man
sense.
Jones up there? Adam Jones? Or you only did the top one?
I just did the top one.
Oh.
Yeah, Ken Riley makes sense. So
Yeah.
Fulcher needs to be top 3 then. Huh. That's interesting. I like
I
that.
have more for the Steelers. The Steelers, I have like top 3, 4 for everything because I already know
Okay.
how this is gonna go. Where it's gonna be like boom, 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 boom. I know everything.
Terry Bradshaw and Joe Gilliam.
Number 2.
Number 2. Number 2.
Steelers,
Oh,
Steelers
Big Ben. Yeah,
top
Big Ben.
Number 1,
Big Ben.
Big Ben by a lot. Number
Yeah,
2,
Number
Terry
2.
Bradshaw.
Terry
Terry
Bradshaw.
Bradshaw.
Number 3,
This is where it gets hard.
I think that's where I'm gonna get you.
Not Tommy Maddox.
Neil O'Donnell.
Oh, did he really get that many yards?
No, he wasn't. That's just what my guess was. Is it Cordell Stewart?
It is Cordell Stewart.
That was my second guess.
No, I wouldn't. Have.
Rushing.
I would have done it.
I'm pretty positive I know exactly who the leading is.
Is it Jerome Bettis? Or is it,
Gotta be
is it
Jerome
earlier?
Bettis. Is it not Jerome Bettis?
Is it Franco?
Bettis?
Is it Franco Harris?
So that means Jerome Bettis must have had more yards for the because Jerome Bettis finished higher all-time yards, but he played for the Rams
Yeah.
for the first. He started his career with the Rams, so I just assumed he had more. So it's Franco Harris, Jerome Bettis. This
Rocky Blythe? No, he didn't get that many.
no, he didn't have enough. He played a long time. He won all 4 Super Bowls with us.
I don't know who
Yeah.
this person is.
What's the initials?
Willie Parker?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh,
And then
where'd he come from? Where did he come from?
North Carolina.
Tar Heel Nation, baby.
Get away from North Carolina.
Longest rushing touchdown in Super Bowl history belongs to
That's
Willie Parker.
right. That's right.
I know a lot of Steelers players' names. I couldn't really tell you what they did when they played, but
So you got the next one after that?
Yeah.
Is it Le'Veon?
Yes.
Oh wow, nice. Okay, that makes sense.
Any more?
I have number 8 because I know his name.
Oh.
For the Steelers, Deuce Staley.
No.
Because you know his name, so that's like throw me off. So I'm like,
Well, he's older. But I feel like we've talked about him before. Foster.
oh, Barry Foster.
Barry Foster. Yeah, that makes sense. He's the one that they tried to throw the pass to on the goal line in '94, where the Chargers played the Steelers in the championship game. Neil Dowell tried to hit him, and he missed it.
Mm-hmm.
It blew me. I thought if the Steelers had gone to that Super Bowl that year, they would have beat San Francisco. But the Chargers got destroyed. It was ugly.
Well, you didn't.
He did it. You're right.
Yeah, I know. I know the first 2 for sure. I got an idea at 3. I'll let you guess first.
For what the sack leaders?
Receiving.
Receiving.
Oh, for receiver. Is it more recent? Because I'm gonna first go with Lynn Swan and
No.
Dante Stull.
He's not. They're not top 2.
Okay, so what? So are we talking AB? Is it that or Hines Ward?
Those are 1 and 2.
Okay, yeah. And then Lewis Lips.
So it goes Hines, AB.
And if AB would have just not been a crybaby
Oh yeah, he
that
could've.
last season, he would have passed him because
Yeah.
he's only like 600 yards away from beating him. And I'm like, you could have just, if you would have.
I'm glad Hines is our leading receiver all time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I thought it was going to be AB.
So Hines, AB. I would go Lynn Swan, John Stallworth,
John Stallworth.
and then Lynn.
Really?
I know this.
Really?
Yeah, John Stallworth was a stud. He played a lot.
Yeah.
He played all the time.
That's right. 'Cause Swan went into broadcasting after a certain number of years, and John Stallworth played without
for a
him
while.
couple years.
Yeah. So Stallworth's 3. Heath Miller 4.
Yes.
Wow, I like that. Shout out to you, Heath. Heath. I can dig it.
Sacks.
I don't
Joe?
know if I can fire these off, but
Start firing names off.
James Harrison 1.
I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay, James Harrison
Yeah.
Yes.
is number 1. TJ is literally like 2, 3, or 4. Like I'm not sure exactly where he's
Right
at.
up in there.
He is going to pass James Harrison this year. Is TJ number 2? So is it?
Oh,
I
Kevin
don't-
Green or
person.
No. Joey Porter?
No.
Nathan says Larry Foote.
He played middle linebacker.
Is it middle?
Levon Kirkland?
No.
Greg Lloyd?
Kendrell Bell?
No.
Lamar Woodley?
People aren't even on the list. No.
Oh, wow. Is it Mean Joe? Mean Joe Green?
Oh, Mean Joe.
Mean Joe Green is 3.
Okay. LC Greenwood?
No. Who's on it?
Is TJ 4 then?
TJ's 5.
5.
Really?
It wasn't Lamar Woodley.
Hold up.
James Harrison. Do you want it?
I'm gonna get a lot of you. I'm gonna get a lot of you said it.
Is
He's
Jack
5.
Ham up there?
No, Jack Ham's not
5?
there. I don't know who this. I would have known who
You-
Jack Ham was.
You don't know who it is.
Is it Lambert? It's
I
not
don't know
Lambert.
who these 2 guys are.
No, I don't think
Either
so.
of them.
What's their
Who?
I
initials?
don't know 2 or
5.
3. No, 4.
What are their
TJ
initials?
5.
Oh.
TJ
I
who?
don't know who number 6 is.
What's the initials?
But I didn't write his first name. His last name starts with a G. I don't even know. It's like,
It's not Joe Green.
no, Joe Green's 3. I'll look up this one.
I got nothing.
Starts with a
G.
G.
LC.
Oh, LC Greenwood.
Oh, Greenwood. That's the other one I can't
He's
think
part
of.
of the steel curtain.
And then
And then
4.
Dwight, not Dwight Stevenson, but Dwight. Who was the other guy on that
White.
line?
Dwight
Was it?
White.
Yeah, Dwight White. Was it him?
It wasn't Lamar Woodley.
JG.
Joe Green.
Jason.
Gilden.
There you go.
Really?
Then
I didn't realize he had that many
it is
sacks.
Watt, and then who's the next one? Most underrated player.
Cam Hayward.
Yes.
Woo!
Go.
Most disrespected.
And then what's next? Interceptions?
Yes.
Troy Palm.
Is number 8.
Jeez.
Number 8? What about Mel Blunt? Let's go.
So
Number
Mel
one.
Blunt is not, yeah, I was saying Mel Blunt was my second guess.
57 interceptions. That's a lot.
Not as many as Ed Reed.
No.
Damn, I thought Troy had way more than that.
No, he's number 8.
Rod Woodson
Is number 4.
Really? Mel Blunt. You had some other guys in that. Donnie Shell.
Donnie Shell's number 3.
Number 3. Okay.
JB is number 2.
JB.
JB.
Is he older?
Jack Butler.
Jack Butler. I definitely wouldn't have thought he was up there.
No. What year did he play? I've never heard of a Jack Butler.
He's older, 70s, 60s,
Oh.
70s, 80s, somewhere in that range.
Wow. What about Mike Wagner?
He has a big range.
Huh?
What about Mike Wagner?
Mike Wagner is a stud safety for the 70s boys.
Let's see what he's like. Oh, shout out to my baby talking about good. Hey, good morning.
He was born in 1927.
So he played in the 40s.
Yeah. Wow. Ugh, okay. All right.
Yeah, I definitely got that one.
Didn't even know they were keeping stacks back then. Man, ladies and gentlemen, this has been another installment of Mrs. Swinton's Pop Quiz. Yeah. And as always, it leaves us stumped. And I love that. I love that because even on the team that you know the best, Sid, it still had us trying to reach back to see if we can find what that is. And you need that, ladies and gentlemen. You absolutely need that. You need to keep thinking, keep reading, keep researching. But look, we are coming close to the end of the show, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate you being on here. We appreciate David and Andrew for hopping on the show and all the guests that we've had. Before we let you go, we always leave you with a little morning vitamin, something to help you along your day, help you to get along your week. I am going to start right now, and it is my morning vitamin is be careful when you set the blaze to the bridge. And what I mean by that is don't be quick to burn bridges. This is hard for me. This is something that I've dealt with because I'm one of those type of people where it's like, I'm going this way. You ain't going that way? Deuces.
Me.
See you later. See you later.
Again.
Right. But in life, you have situations where you have family, you have people, you have friends, you have X, Y, and Z. But in those types, there's certain times when you don't know the people that are in your life when you might need them again, or when something that you're going through in that situation could potentially help you in another situation. So don't be so quick, ladies and gentlemen, to burn bridges. I am talking to myself. I'm looking right dead in the camera at myself saying this because I am 150% guilty of this. So make sure, ladies and gentlemen, that you just take a time, take a breath, think about it. Is this really worth being like deuces?
Yeah.
See, I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to know you type deal, and just say, hey, let's push through it and see if we can work it out. Now, look, you ain't always going to work it out. So in that case, hey, do what you got to do. But try our best to not burn bridges, and let's, start mending bridges as opposed to tearing them down. My guy Sid, I'm going to come to you next. What you got, buddy?
I didn't want to steal Ash's, but
You're probably not.
No?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, now it threw me off then.
Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, you go first.
Okay. So mine is, I'm going to stick with the fire thing. It does say that, I've seen this quote, said this quote before, that you're not required to set yourself on fire to keep other people warm.
Ooh.
So was that where you thought I was going?
Nope.
Okay. I told you. Yeah, so I'm not gonna do all this, do all that to make sure you're taken care of, and while basically destroying myself. Not putting myself first just in order to make sure you feel like you're good. I learned that the hard way through teaching this year, that I do not have to be right there for parents at all times to make them feel good, because then I'm not doing good. I'm taking away time from my family. I'm making myself stressed out, like on the weekends when I shouldn't even be dealing with work. So that's kind of where I'm talking to myself too, is that I'm not going to put myself through the ringer just to make sure you feel good. Meanwhile, I'm over here feeling like absolute crap, because at the end of the day, you can't please everyone and you can't make everyone feel good anyway. So I'm doing all this stuff to try to make you feel good. And at the end of the day, you don't even feel good, and I don't feel good either. No, none of us feel good, and it's just disaster. So always put you first is my thing. Obviously, if there's something I can do and I'm in a good spot to help somebody else, I'm going to. But if I'm already not in a good spot, it's not good for me to help you, to make sure you're feeling okay, then I'm not going to do that anymore. Boundaries. Boundaries.
I can dig it.
That's what I thought you were going boundaries.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's kind of like boundaries.
So
yeah. So mine is going to be kind of, I guess, building off that is you're responsible for your own happiness. Like, don't put it on other people to like make you happy or to do things for you to make you happy. Like, you should be responsible and take initiative to do stuff that makes you happy, and like just like just like that, building off that. Don't sacrifice your happiness to make somebody else happy. It's
also don't expect somebody else to make
you happy. Yeah, it's not anybody else's responsibility to make you happy, especially in like a relationship, stuff like that. It's not Ashley's responsibility for me to be happy. It's my responsibility to make me happy and do it with her, almost include her in my happiness type thing. And I think that helps a lot of people, at least me, or I think it's a good piece of advice to think about when you think about even friendships, different things like that. Don't rely on them to do what you should be doing for yourself or to make you happy. Just do stuff that you want to do to make yourself happy, and the real friends will be there and the real relationships will last. And that's it.
Well said. And David said the same thing. Well said, Sid. No doubt. No doubt. Now, I felt compelled to say what I said. What I wanted to say is don't yunk at somebody's yum. But since my fiance used that before, I didn't want to repeat what she's saying. I just want you to know, Kat, since you're watching, I didn't yuck in your yum. I went and saw cherry blossoms yesterday. Let's go. Boom. Let's go. Yeah, buddy. Yo, ladies and gentlemen, we are so glad you woke up with us this morning. Thank you to David Wright for getting us up super early with us. Even though it's 1 o'clock here, Dave. Yeah, it's 1 o'clock over here. It's not early, all right? Yo, and thank you to Andrew Andrew, host of North Sports Dynasty, for hopping on, talking a little Dynasty talk with us. We're definitely going to bring both of them on in the coming weeks to definitely get into more of the Dynasty, the trades, all the things leading up to the regular season. It's definitely something I'm excited for to see what's going on. And like Sid said, he made a trade mid-show. I've been looking at the chat back and forth, kind of like or offered. Yeah. So I would like to say there are people that are available on my team. If anybody needs to make some moves, we can work that thing out.
It gives me anxiety thinking about trading.
I got Blake Jarwin if you want him, Ash.
No.
Not happening.
I got that.
Hey, yeah.
Eagles.
Yeah, I saw that.
Kind of hurt.
Yo, but again, we thank you so much for joining us, ladies and gentlemen, on this week no, that's not what the name of the show is. The name of the show is Let's Talk Football in the Morning with me, Sean Spencer. I got the Swintons here. I appreciate you. We appreciate you being here with us. We thank you again for joining us. Tune in to us next week. We will definitely be back with all the same news and notes.
Hopefully better audio.
Yeah. Well, we got it. What's up,
Next
Sid?
week, we won't be on. I don't think.
The week after.
The week after. We'll be back.
Okay.
This
You're going
next
to
week,
Vegas.
We're gonna be in Vegas.
I can dig it.
Throwing some tips around. Celebrating her birthday.
Okay.
I'm not throwing chips around.
I'll be throwing chips around.
Yeah, right. and for you men out there, if you get off early from work, just make sure you have everything in line before you go to the casino.
Let people know that's what you're doing before you have been there for 2 hours and say,
he had the backup option.
That I've been out for 2 hours.
I was there for like 45 minutes.
Yeah,
45 minutes. It made some money. Let's go.
Well, I didn't see any of it, so I got there.
Pay for your cat to get fixed.
There we go.
My cat, you got the cat.
Ladies
and gentlemen.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, I did not mean to start that. We're here at the end of the show, ladies. Thank you for coming with us. We're going to go ahead and sign off. I got to go pick up Kat. So this has always been fun. Love coming on here with the Swintons. They always help me to keep going and keep me motivated. When I see you guys working out and doing that type of stuff and Kat doing it, I almost feel bad that I'm not working out, but almost. Right, almost, just a tad bit. But hey, so glad you guys are with us. We will see you next time. I'm Sean Spencer. They're the Swintons. Love you guys. See you guys later.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
I am Janae Strother.
I'm Sean Spencer.
We are back.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen.
I gotta go out and hold up.
Come on. The line. The line.
All right. I am